This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth with breaking news. What you're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, is a newly declassified military document that deals with the Special Operations Forces and their technology development and advanced technology development plans. This is coming from the United States Special Operations Command, or USSOCOM. In case you didn't know, they are made up of the Army, the military, the Marines, the Air Force. This is all of them lumped together, and this is essentially their wish list or their dreams for technology they'd like to utilize in warfare in the near future. And some of the stuff that I found to be troubling that we'll cover today is a standoff sensor detection and identification technology. This deals with, check this out, non-radio frequency tagging, tracking, and locating. No longer will they need to rely on you carrying around one of these in your pockets. That's certainly now a thing of the past. But here they're going to discuss how your biometrics are going to be utilized in order to keep you tracked, traced, and databased. Also, troubling stuff we see here, for example, is something that I've been talking about for years and being laughed off as a conspiracy theorist. Now they're openly talking about it in these declassified documents, like directed energy weapons, electromagnetic warfare. This is DEWs, directed energy weapons being used on certain targets. They're now openly discussing that, and perhaps even crazier, guys. We're going to talk about this, the Military Information Support Operations, or MISO they call it. And this is their desire to provide next-generation deep fakes in order to carry out their psychological operations, guys. Now we're heading into some very, very dark and scary territory. I mean, we've known about this deepfake technology for quite some time. We've seen videos like this that have come out, showing how the technology has advanced over the years. But this is old technology. What the capabilities that they have today are far more advanced than some of the stuff we've even seen. And we already know that governments engage in psychological operations and warfare against their own people. The Canadian government was caught doing just that, as I exposed in this video. Canadian military fake wolves fear campaign exposed. Guys, if you haven't seen that one, I will put a link to that video in the description below. So today we're going to cover all of this stuff about deep fakes and being able to track you without the needs for any kind of electro frequency magnification. This is pretty futuristic warfare. It's wild stuff, guys. So we're going to cover all of this and much more in this video. But before we do, really quickly, I'd ask that you check me out here at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Here you can do a one-time donation with PayPal. You can do Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. You can also sign up here as a member of Subscribestar. You can send an e-transfer to dan@pressfortruth.ca, or if you guys like to keep things old school, you can send stuff to my P.O. box, guys. Links for all of this are located in the description below. Thank you so much to everybody who does take the time and effort today to support me financially here at Press for Truth moving forward. All right, guys, so let's get into this newly unclassified document coming from the United States Special Operations Command. And I wanted to start with this standoff of sensor detection and identification. This is pretty wild. The SOF are in search of tactical, physical, behavioral, psychological, and or electromagnetic signature matching capabilities. Systems should quickly conduct tactical biometrics matching worldwide from a distance of 1 kilometer or more. This is detecting your biometrics from a kilometer away, guys. The systems needs to be able to both store and upload data, operate both while stationary or moving, and be capable of supporting both overt and clandestine operations. The system should employ advanced analytical software and sensor fusion designs to ingest multiple data endpoints, including but not limited to iris, facial anatomical measures, gestures, gait, heartbeat, electromagnetic signals, deoxyribonucleic acid, don't even know how to pronounce that one, guys, but this is getting wild, microbiome recognition. The software design should consider counter countermeasures intended to mask one's identity from the automated mechanisms. Software applications should have the ability to operate on smartphones. That doesn't sound good. Other options for standoff biometrics include a distance of up to 8 feet with the ability to quickly ingest physical, behavioral, psychological, and or electromagnetic signatures that the operator can use to measure response rates and provide a confidence factor and assist in determining overall campaign effectiveness. Guys, we're talking about from 8 feet away, even using smartphones, being able to ingest physical, behavioral, psychological, and or electromagnetic signatures. This is crazy. Software design should consider non-intrusive, innovative concepts with visualization capabilities. Downloaded and saved data should come with further enrichment capabilities such as data tagging, user comments, and synchronization of similar biometrics. Now, here's where we get into the futuristic, like, it's hard to believe we're already here, non-radio frequency tagging, tracking, and locating. Across the spectrum of conflict, SOF requires the ability to track a person or vehicle without the use of traditional electronic emitters or other means that can be detected to continue monitoring after losing contact with the subject. The tag on a person or a vehicle must be undetectable by electromagnetic sensing devices, but accessible for near real-time updates. The tag must not emit an RF signature while in use. The user should be able to retrieve or remotely interrogate the tag. The tag must be adaptable to fit numerous concepts of operations and requirements for power and concealment. Conversely, SOF needs awareness and means to counter adversarial TTL systems. Again, guys, we're talking about the capability that they now have to track, trace, and database you without the need for electromagnetic frequencies. This is just crazy. So you ask, how is this possible? Where they want to be able to use the signet to detect, intercept, and locate EMFs and frequencies. They want the technical support systems to be able to do this, but they also want to be able to utilize your biometrics in ways we never could have imagined. This area covers technologies used to collect, analyze, and distribute various physical parameters that can be used to identify personnel. There is particular interest in technologies with a small form factor that provides the capability to rapidly, 2 minutes or less, identify personnel, reduce false alarm rates, and or offer novel approaches to short and long distances in all environmental conditions. So what they're talking about here is stuff like this: touchless fingerprint capture at near and extended distances for matching against authoritative databases and onboard watch lists. A touchless fingerprint capturing device that's capable of being done at a distance? This is crazy. Facial and or iris capture for matching against the authoritative databases and onboard watch lists. Rapid, portable handheld DNA collection and processing for matching against the authoritative database and onboard watch lists. And get this, guys, a multimodal biometric enrollment and matching device. So they want a little handheld device that can include a combination of all of this. It's going to have an iris scanner, facial recognition, DNA, and fingerprint capturing and processing capabilities, all in one handy little device. This is just wild stuff, guys, that they're going to be using against us. And like I said, it gets even crazier. Like as we saw here with what was once considered to be just conspiracy theory is now openly, discussed in declassified military documents. Directed energy and electromagnetic warfare, directed energy technologies for delivering non-kinetic, scalable effects on a multitude of hard and soft targets. Offensive electronic warfare payloads with overmatching target effectiveness at tactically and operationally relevant ranges. Solutions can encompass mounted, dismounted, or other ways of delivering DE and EW, or as we call them, DEWs, effective for small SOF formations at the edge of operations or clandestinely. SOF is interested in the capabilities to disrupt adversary electronic warfare jamming while remaining undetected. So again, the stuff that used to be just laughed off as conspiracy theory is now being proven to be, well, conspiracy fact. Yes, there are, in fact, people conspiring to do this stuff to you guys. But here's where things get really scary. Military Information Support Operations, or MISO as they call it. MISO technologies for influence operations, digital deception, communication disruption, and disinformation campaigns at the tactical edge and operational levels. So, they want to provide a next-generation capability to collect disparate data through public and open source information streams, such as social media, and local media, to enable MISO to craft and direct influence operations and messages in relevant peer and near-peer environments. And then, taking it next level, provide the next generation of deep fake or other similar technologies to generate messages and influence operations via non-traditional channels. So, they want to generate next generational capabilities to take over also the Internet of Things devices for collecting data and information from local populaces to enable a breakdown of what messaging might be popular and accepted through sifting of data once received. This would enable MISO to craft and promote messages that may be more readily received by local populaces in relevant peer and near-peer environments. This is very scary stuff, guys. We're talking about using deep fake technology and the Internet of Things through your devices to be able to decide on how to best, manipulate you. I mean, again, this isn't exactly new. The Canadian military was already busted with this. Guys, if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. The Canadian military had been caught using psychological warfare to scare their own people into believing that there was an immediate threat from wolves in the area. They even went as far as to install loudspeakers that would produce wolf sounds in order to fully sell this threat to the people of Nova Scotia. Again, this is a psychological operation, a test that they were engaging in to carry out a fear campaign on the people of Nova Scotia, probably for the purposes of research to see how people react to certain threats. And as we see here now, on the heels of being caught manipulating the public, the Canadian government just announced they will soon be creating a new organization to use propaganda and other techniques to influence Canadians. And again, this doesn't fall out of the possibilities of using deep fake technology. I want to point you to this video. It's called Deep Fakes That Changed the Internet Forever. It covers a lot of, where this began. It really started a long time ago. We saw, it was Reddit forums actually that started showing deep fakes of, people putting up like Nicolas Cage faces on everything, for example, like in this Friends episode, everybody's turned into Nicolas Cage. But eventually we started to see how it was possible that politicians could use this, because we saw like this actor, for example, doing an impersonation of Obama, and it was done in real time, that they showed how this deep fake technology can be used to make it look like a politician is saying a certain thing. That can obviously lead to some very, very troubling things. And that was exposed. Recently, there was a deep fake of Jordan Peterson going around online where he's apparently speaking out negatively about the German government. That has since been exposed. He went on to his Twitter, to say that, this should be punishable by 10 years or so. And, there has been other cases, too, of, example, this Twitch streamer guy who was caught looking at AI deepfake porn involving other Twitch streamers. And, this poor girl became a victim of this, finding out that there's images of her doing porn when it's not her. It's, deep fake technology. But this is all stuff that, obviously we're seeing in real time, and it's like, yeah, this is bad, but just imagine what they can do if they convince you that someone like Zelensky had something negative to say, or Putin, or Biden, this could quite literally trigger a larger eventual war. So this is very, 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 very troubling technology, and the fact that they're openly now discussing that they're going to, use this against us in this now declassified military document should have you guys, a little worried about the future of warfare and psychological operations that's going to be coming down on us, guys. So just wanted to bring all of this to your attention. They talk about next generation of mobility and signature management capabilities. I'm going to put a link to all of this in the description below. They talk about the use of bots for carrying out psychological operations. I covered that in this video, the coronavirus 5G psyop exposed, where I showed how AI Twitter bots were being used to create this false narrative that 5G is creating the coronavirus, and that was a psychological operation created on purpose to delegitimize anybody who speaks negatively about 5G and also about the COVID-1984 nightmare. So, guys, I also wanted to point you to, in closing here, the fact that, we've been talking about this stuff for years, and that I feel that this new warfare that is being launched upon us has already culminated into World War III. If you haven't seen it, please watch this video, why I think World War III has begun. World War III has been launched, and the masses are clueless that they are the enemy. There is an agenda to form a one-world government, and the powers that ought not be are currently doing everything in their power to ensure they achieve this goal. They've learned their lessons with the first two world wars, and they've since shifted strategies for a more stealthy approach. In this video, Dandix Press for Truth explains why he believes that the world has been forced into a third world war. Most importantly, what you need to do to protect yourself and your family from the coming calamities. Guys, be sure to check that one out, and everything else in the description below. Do your own due diligence. Give this document a read for yourself. Don't take it from me. This is declassified from the U.S. military. They are now, it's out in the open. This is the stuff that, again, vindicates what we've been saying has been coming down the pike for quite some time. Guys, I want to remind you, if you do appreciate my efforts to bring you this information, don't forget to check me out here at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who does take the time and effort to support me here at Press for Truth moving forward. And that's all for today, guys. I want to thank you once again for tuning in. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Be sure to share this video also with your friends and your family who you think need to see it the most. And stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth.